Argentina is at a crossroads. It's a place where difficult economic conditions and cultural circumstances have led to people being swayed and misguided by many false truths. Yet buried in the noise of these false teachers is a group of people committed to real truth.
So we were in Argentina to provide theology training for the people there, but also communications and creative training, because they really want to grow in their knowledge. But they also wanted to get what they know, get this good news of the gospel to as many people as possible. In Argentina, most of the people who do a really great job at communicating and who are doing a great job on social media, doing a great job through film and storytelling, are people who are actually preaching a false gospel. And so a big thing that we were there to do was to help our partners tell the story of what God has done in their lives and tell the story of the true gospel using all those tools.
Here in the States especially, the way that we consume online content specifically related to worship in the church is not something that they experience in Argentina. So one of the things that we tried to help them do was take the message that they're preaching every week and help them get that content out to as many platforms as they can.
Así que los que sufren conforme a la voluntad de Dios, encomienden sus almas al fiel Creador, haciendo el bien.
I mean, my main passion is seeing new churches planted across Argentina and around the world, so Argentines sent out to plant churches. And so if that's the end goal, we always say we got to take steps backwards from there, all right? So to plant a church, you got to have someone who's been trained and who has a desire to do that, is ready to go and plant a church. And so to do that, they have to be trained. And so to be trained, they have to have been discipled, and be discipled, they had to have been evangelized at some point. And so just go back and say, what are all the steps necessary to get to this point? And I think the seminary it's just a tool, but it plays an important part in that process. Here in Argentina, we've seen that places in the more north where there are churches, there are groups of believers, but no pastors. How is someone going to be discipled and grow if there's no one to lead them?
We come from a Catholic culture. Little by little, that fear of God was lost. People have turned more toward humanism.
There's a lot of cultural exchange here. Everyone comes with their own roots, because in this country, the North, the Center, and South are all very different.
Something that I notice on non-believers is that they feel, as most of them come from other provinces and they live here alone, they feel really lonely.
I feel a lot of compassion for them, even though I'm not a student anymore. But I've been through that, and when I listen to their stories, I reminds me like, yeah, I struggle with that. I suffer anxiety. I struggle with depression.
One of the things we heard over and over again from this group was about all the different false gospels that were being preached.
And so a lot of these false teachers take advantage of the economic conditions, or they take advantage of the fact that there are so many college students who are traveling from other parts of the country down to this one city. Well, those students are alone, right? They don't have a support system with them. They have feelings of anxiety, some of them feelings of depression, feelings of loneliness. So there are many false teachers who would take advantage of those sentiments.
I think people are really distracted with the world, right? They are sinners, they love to sin, they are comfortable in their lives. They know that the things that they are doing are wrong, right? Their sin is keeping apart them from God, but they just don't care.
There's people in church trying to gain more people through lies and, I don't know, money or entertainment. They're just more focused on to fill a temple with people than to fill hearts with the truth. So we always focus on to share the truth.
In my department, as a Christian, I try to lead by example through my life and how I am. I try to be a light there.
So I think one of the things that I love about this particular partner of ours is not only do they love good doctrine, just solid doctrine, and they desperately need it, but they also have this DNA, just like we do, that they want to live out what they know.
If you say you're a Christian, but you don't want to share the gospel, you don't go outside, you're not making disciples, what kind of Christians are you? I think that every Christian should think in this way, right? I'm part of the church. I want to be that foot that goes to the mission field.
I believe God is working in Argentina. He's bringing a kind of revival, you could say. And many people are hearing the true gospel of Jesus Christ.
It's a special time here, and I'm very excited about that because there's a lot of hearts that God is moving, and I think these tools are going to help us finding them. And I don't know the words how to say, but it's like a new wave of change in South America.
We see a movement here in Latin America, and especially in Argentina, in these kind of places like Buenos Aires or Córdoba that are strategic places to know the gospel more and better. So people are hungry for God, for His word, for knowing better the scriptures. There's a really big movement here in Argentina. We want to be part of it, and of course you can be part of it too in a lot of ways.
Where there is real truth, hearts are transformed. And these hearts are sparking a wave of change that is rushing across Argentina. So whether we partner with our friends in Argentina through training, through construction, or just through encouragement, we are a part of a movement of people who are arming themselves with the truth of God's word and committing to be obedient to it. It truly is a mission and a movement that's changing the world.